To form the negation of a universal statement, keep in mind that you always have to change that into an existential statement. And if we were starting with existential, then we would change to universal form. So in this problem, we see that we're forming the negation of this statement for all real numbers x. If x is greater than 3, then x squared is greater than 9. So we're starting with a universal statement because we see the for all symbol. So my negation is going to start with an existential symbol, there exists. And that's our backwards capital E. So we're going to say there exists, and because we're changing to existential form, we're going to say there exists a real number, x, because we're saying there is some, or there is at least one real number. So there exists a real number, x. And then we always have the comma after whatever the variable is when we're talking about universal statements, but when it's an existential, then we change that to such that. Okay, so that says, see what we have so far. There exists a real number x such that, and now we need to negate the last part. If x is greater than 3, then x squared is greater than 9. Now keep in mind that the negation of if P then Q is P and not Q. So that's what we need to write here, P and not Q. Our P is that x is greater than 3. Q is that x squared is greater than 9, and we need to form the negation of that, which is a little extra tricky because we're working with an inequality. So let's keep going. So we're going to say there exists a real number x such that x is greater than 3. So we're going with the first part just as it is, and now we're going to form the negation of our inequality. So we're going to say and x squared is less than or equal to 9. Now you might say, couldn't I write x squared is not greater than 9? And this is correct mathematically, but we're looking to really express this inequality in a, I want to say, kind of a positive fashion without having a negation, a slash type symbol in there. So we want to say what is the opposite of greater than, and the opposite, the total opposite, is less than or equal to. So you need both of those parts there, and then we're done. All right. So our final answer is there exists a real number x such that x is greater than 3 and x squared is less than or equal to 9. So let's clean that up. There you go. There we go. So that's our final answer, and we're done.